this is Yushin. Welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to show you how I made these Luna Moth translucent earrings. You can also use regular clay. Like these ones, I've used regular clay and you can get like a different result. And I've also made these earrings in the past using the same technique. So in this video, I'll be showing you how you can make the translucent Luna Moth polymer clay cane and then make the cane into earrings. So you're going to start with 3 to 5 reference photos of the butterfly that you want to make. So in this video, I'm using a reference photo of a Luna moth. And in this picture, you can see that the wings of this moth is translucent. So I'm actually using translucent clay, and I'm using Fimo Effect because that's the only translucent clay I can get. And as you can see, I'm cleaning my pasta machine. This is very important. If you're making anything light, you're going to make sure that you've cleaned your machine, because you can see that there's leftover clay on my pasta machine, and if I'm using my pasta machine to mix up the colors, that leftover clay will stick to my new nice colored clay. And I just used alcohol to wipe the machine to make it clean. And after I mixed all the colors, I'm going to make the shape of the butterfly's wing using the main color, which in this case is the green translucent clay. After I make the shape of the butterfly's wing, I'm going to draw out the pattern of the butterfly's wing using a dotting tool. And you can always change up the pattern. You don't always have to copy off your reference photo directly. You can change up the patterns a little bit based on your personal preference. After you finish drawing out the pattern on the wing, you're going to cut the wing into parts using a blade. And when cutting, you have to make sure that you're doing it fast. Like, you have to be accurate and fast. Don't be hesitating and cutting it really slowly. Cut it fast so that you get a really sharp and clean cut. You can kind of see in the video, I'm cutting it at one go. I'm not like cutting, stop, cut, stop, cut, stop. I'm cutting it in one go. So that will result in a very, very clean cut. And after you finish cutting, you're going to make the eye/moon part of the Luna moth. So basically, you're just making a mini cane. And I've illustrated the pattern on the right section of the screen so that you can use that as a reference. So basically, you're starting with the top mint color and you're shaping it into a half a circle. And then you're wrapping the green in some white. And then you're forming a faux circle with some white, so that it's like half white and half mint. And then you're going to wrap the whole thing with some yellow. Because one layer is too thin, so I've wrapped 2 layers. When making a polymer clay cane, the most important thing is not to overlap. You want to make sure that you cut all the extra clay away so that you get an even, smooth layer. The illustration that I've illustrated on the right section of the screen is not fully accurate because I've used some green for the outside layer. And after you made the cane, you're going to roll this cane down a little bit because right now this cane is too big. So I will need to roll it down and make it thinner. And after you've rolled the cane down a little bit, you can start attaching the eye/moon part to the wing. And right now I'm just rolling it down. And now I'm starting to attach all parts together. So I've attached the eye/moon part of the wing to the wing itself. And then I took out the solid mint color, like not the translucent color, but like the solid mint color. And then I've just used it as a divider between the wing sections, like wing parts. And I wrote down the clay into a really thin slab when I'm using it as the divider. And then after I cut out the exact shape, I sandwiched the solid green color between the translucent wing parts. And then I'll just repeat the same step until all my wing parts are back in its original shape. And after you finished, your cane is going to look something like this. And then you're going to add an external border to the wing. Usually Luna Moth have a pink border for the wing as well, but I didn't add any pink for mine just because I didn't want pink to show in the color scheme. You can always change the colors around like I did. After you finish adding the borders and everything, then your wing is all done. Before you start reducing the clay, you want to make sure that you either leave it untouched for at least one night, or you pop it in the fridge for a few hours. This is just to make sure that the hardness of the clay is even. If you start reducing your canes right after you finish building them, then the hardness of the clay on the inside would be harder than the clay on the outside because you just touched the outside clay. And when the hardness of the clay is uneven, then when you are reducing the cane, the shape is going to change because soft clay is going to move more and hard clay is going to move less. So putting it in the fridge or leaving it untouched for at least a night is very important. And when you're reducing the clay, you have to make sure that you're always flipping around your clay, like back and forth, and you're always applying even pressure. And once you reduced your clay to the size that you like, you're going to use some Q-tip and alcohol just to clean the dust off. And after you cleaned all the dust away, you're going to leave it in the fridge for another hour. This will help you make better cuts when you're slicing your cane into slices. You can also buy a polymer clay slicer that is used specifically for slicing polymer clay into slices. After you've cut your polymer clay into slices, you're going to clean it up. I'm using Q-tip and alcohol again. And after cleaning, you're going to start building the moss. So you're going to make a body with some white clay, and then you're going to make the antenna of your butterfly / moth. And when attaching your butterfly antenna with the body, you're going to use some liquid clay just to make the connection stronger. If you don't use liquid clay, the antenna will fall off really easily after baking. And after you've finished everything up, you're going to bake it on a piece of printing paper. Don't bake your clay directly on a ceramic tile, because if you bake your clay directly on a ceramic tile, the back of your clay will have shiny spots on it and it will look really ugly. And after you assemble your pieces with some earring findings, you're all done. And that is it for today's tutorial. I hope you learned something new, and see you guys next time. If you have any questions, feel free to comment.